Why hasn't Williams Racing been able to fight their way back to the front of the Formula One grid? From dominating in the 80s and the 90s to struggling at the back today, their story is one of innovation, resilience, and recently, heartbreak. In this video, we'll uncover what's gone wrong, take a look at their underwhelming 2024 season, and more importantly, see if their 2025 lineup with Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon can turn things around. This is everything you need to know about the Williams Formula One team for 2025. Williams Racing is one of Formula One's most iconic teams. In the 80s and the 90s, they were untouchable, setting the standard for innovation and dominance. From Nigel Mansell's legendary 1992 title to the groundbreaking FW14B with the active suspension, even to Damon Hill's 1996 championship win, Williams was a technological powerhouse. They were led by visionaries like Adrian Newey and Patrick Head. Their cars weren't just fast, they redefined what it meant to be in Formula One, with cutting-edge aerodynamics, advanced electronics, and composite materials. But success faded in the 2000s, especially after splitting with BMW in 2005. The team just couldn't get back on their feet. They struggled financially and technically. And by the 2010s, Williams found themselves at the back of the grid. They did have brief moments of resurgence, especially with things like Pastor Maldonado's 2012 Spanish Grand Prix win, but it really wasn't enough. In 2020, the Williams family sold the team to Dorilton Capital, who pledged to bring the team back to its former glory. While there have been glimmers of this, especially the 2021 season under George Russell, the journey back to the top has been anything but smooth. If anything, it's been a bit of a failure so far. And that brings us to the 2024 season. Williams Racing faced a challenging 2024 season. They finished 9th in the standings with only 17 points, a sharp decline from their 7th place finish in the 2023 season. The FW46 was plagued with issues, specifically to do with being overweight. It ended up costing them almost half a second per lap, and it made slow corners a nightmare. These problems were compounded by frequent crashes, with repair bills reaching about $13 million that season. And this was on a team that was coming back from a 2023 season where they operated on a loss of $161 million. These setbacks severely limited their ability to implement crucial updates throughout the season. Yes, Williams is currently focused on the long-term development, but 2024 put a spotlight on how much work is ahead of them. Despite the challenges, there were a few bright spots, however, especially the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The Azerbaijan Grand Prix was a standout moment, with both drivers finishing in the points, Albon in 7th and Colapinto in 8th. But these glimpses of promise were rare. The Australian Grand Prix, for example, was a disaster, with Albon's crash in practice causing a chassis shortage and forcing the team to withdraw the car. Albon ended up racing in Sargeant's car and finished in 12th, outside of the points anyway. Williams' entire season was a mix of missed opportunities and hard lessons, an indicator again of just how steep the climb is back to the front of the grid. We'll dig deeper into Carlos Sainz in a moment, but first, let's look at the context around Williams' 2024 drivers. The 2024 season was one of the toughest for Williams Racing. It was marked by changes in their driver lineup and their leadership approach. Alex Albon remained the team's lead driver for 2024. He's consistently extracting the maximum performance of the FW46, for the most part. He had moments of brilliance like his 7th place finish in Azerbaijan, and he outclassed his original teammate Logan Sargeant easily. However, Albon's tendency to overdrive the car occasionally led to costly mistakes. Still, his experience and technical feedback have been invaluable as Williams works towards its longer-term goal of going back to the front of the grid. The rookie Franco Colapinto also joined mid-season, replacing the outgoing Logan Sargeant after the latter failed to meet expectations. He was promoted from the Williams Driver Academy, and Colapinto made an immediate impact. He had an incredible debut, giving Alex Albon a run for his money, scoring points in Azerbaijan with the 8th place finish, and even recording the fastest top speed of the season at 356.4 kilometers an hour. However, rookie errors and inconsistency ultimately meant he didn't get a seat for 2025, which was kind of expected as there was nothing available at Williams. But his raw talent hints at a promising future, and I expect to see him again on the grid soon. In 2025, the team will feature a new driver pairing, Alex Albon and Carlos Sainz Jr. After leaving Ferrari, Sainz brings a decade of experience, multiple race wins, and a reputation for reliability. His arrival at Williams signals their intent to attract top quality talent and solidify their development path. With Albon's familiarity and Sainz' winning mentality, Williams is betting on a balanced and effective partnership for 2025. The most impactful change for Williams, though, is undoubtedly the arrival of Carlos Sainz. This move has the potential to be a game changer for the team. Sainz brings a wealth of experience from his time at Ferrari and McLaren being the 2024 Constructors' Champions. More importantly, however, He was with McLaren during their growth and restructuring phase, and he was witnessing firsthand the decisions that helped them return back to the front of the grid. That knowledge is exactly what Williams needs right now as they aim to rebuild and do that themselves. His ability to adapt quickly to new cars and contribute valuable technical feedback will also be crucial as Williams tries to develop the FW47 and prepare for the new 2026 regulations. He also has just impeccable racecraft and consistency overall, which will definitely help Williams maximize opportunities and pick up those points when they come available, something they've struggled with in recent times due to their weak, inconsistent second drivers. Meanwhile, Alex Albon again has already proved himself as a reliable driver who can extract the maximum from the car for the most part, even if the situation is challenging. His familiarity with the team, the car, the development process, it all provides continuity for the team, while his consistent points finishes can also give Williams the stability they need. Together with Sainz and Albon, they bring a balanced combination of fresh insights and team familiarity. Sainz' winning mentality and Albon's adaptability create a winning potential not just to compete, but to also lay that foundation for their future success. If this lineup clicks, it could be the catalyst for the team's resurgence down the track. Conveniently, all that feedback they'll be getting from Sainz and Albon will be going to a good place, as James Vowles was appointed as team principal in early 2023, and he continues to lead the team in 2025. Vowles is known for his strategic expertise from his time at Mercedes, and he's focused on long-term rebuilding, laying the groundwork for Williams' resurgence. His leadership is pivotal in attracting talent like Sainz in the first place, and ensuring the team's resources are used correctly to pivot towards that future success. Together, this driver and staff combination clearly reflects intent on building for the future, injecting fresh talent and expertise to navigate that road to the front. Now, what should we be expecting for 2025? Are they rebuilding? Are they going for a championship? Well, for Williams Racing, the 2025 Formula 1 season is less about immediate results and more about just building that foundation for future success. The team's made it clear they're focusing more on the regulation changes coming in 2026 than they are on this 2025 car. For fans, patience will be key. Williams isn't aiming for any dramatic leaps for 2025, but rather a slow and steady climb. However, there are other midfield teams like Sauber who are also doing a similar thing, just focusing solely on 2026. Because of this, Williams does have an opportunity in 2025 to close up on the competition and gain some positions. By the end of 2025, we're not going to see Williams on the podium, but if Sainz and Albon and Vowles can guide the team to greater consistency and operational efficiency, it could mark the start of a great resurgence for the future. James Vowles already indicated that Williams plan to sacrifice that 2025 season to concentrate on the resources and developing for the 2026 car, aligning with those upcoming regulatory changes. This approach involves dedicating substantial efforts throughout the whole season to gain that competitive edge under those new rules. This means we're in a bit of a transition year, and we're likely going to see most of those improvements happen in 2026. A 9th place finish again feels most likely for the team, but I'm predicting they end up 8th because they finally have a useful driver lineup and they've had plenty of time for James Vowles to push operational changes within the team. And again, luckily for Williams, other teams like Sauber and Haas are also kind of giving up on 2025. If you're interested in what Sauber's up to, watch my video on what they're doing in 2025 on screen now. And for more F1, subscribe.